Hey, everybody. It's time again for the MMA Mainstream Podcast. I'm James with my co host Kaelyn, and we're going to do what we always do, talk about mainstream MMA. So, Bellator happened last week. Bellator's going on this week. UFC is also going on this weekend. They took a day off, or a weekend off, I should say, for Easter, but they're back. And then there was ONE FC. But first, we're going to start with Bellator. So last week with Bellator, we saw Patricio Pitbull versus, I forgot his first name, Sanchez. We did Emmanuel Sanchez. Thank you very much. We did our picks. I got 4 out of the 5 for the main card. Just did the main card picks. I got 4 out of the 5, I think. No. I got 4. Yeah. And you had 3. So that was that was interesting. I was surprised by the Watanabe fight because I thought Lara was good. I was like, oh, she's looking good. But then I think Watanabe picked it up. And that's where I kind of I was like, oh, food. I need to make food. And so I was multitasking. I could hear it, but I'm not paying that much attention. And then we had we both took Khabib's cousin, and he won.
Yeah, he did.
Really looked good in that fight. Was picking the guy apart pretty much.
He's really good on the feet.
But props to Hamill still for sticking with him and still going, even though he was just basically taking damage.
Yeah, pretty much. I was surprised. I was surprised at that one. I didn't know he was going to be so good on his feet.
I didn't either, but
I didn't know too much about him before that fight anyway, though, to be honest.
Same here. You just know he's related to the other Khabib.
I assumed he wrestled bears
the other
as well.
Khabib, the other Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what, like I've said before, that's what they do in Russia. They wrestle bears. I mean, I seriously admire that. I don't have that ability. I would get mauled and be murdered. So, and then we had, was it May versus Fortune?
Yeah.
That we picked Fortune. We both picked him.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what it was. Yeah, Jack May, that was a quick fight.
Yeah.
The one that we both picked and lost was Gracie versus Jackson. I didn't have much knowledge about Jackson until I found out they're like, oh yeah, he beat Vincent Henderson. I was like, oh. This guy does have a pretty he's building quite the resume. All right. That was my fault. I took the L on that. That's for sure. I picked Gracie. I don't know what I expected of Gracie. Coming with the name, such a synonymous name.
Yeah.
I guess I expected, poor submissions.
That's what and I honestly need to pay more attention to Bellator now. It's getting good. I don't know.
You're right. Bellator is always
it may have always been good, and I didn't pay attention to it, but now it has my attention.
Okay, touche. And then Pitbull, we both picked Pitbull. Pitbull came in with that guillotine. Woo!
Yeah.
Game over. That was a wrap. So he continues on in the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And now we move on to tonight's fights, because Bellator takes place on Fridays. And we got Lyoto Machida versus Ryan Bader 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to do our 5 picks. This fight, I want to say it starts in an hour, I think, maybe 2 hours.
I believe the main card starts at 6, so probably in an hour, or it could be an hour off and it starts right now. I think it's at 6 though.
Either or, it's taking place tonight. We're not quite there yet, but we will be shortly. And so we, of course, are going to be talking about it right now. They're already in the prelims, and from what I've heard, there was one really exciting women's fight. I think it was a 29-second knockout.
Oh boy. Oh,
I didn't see that yet. She hit some combinations and put her down. It was pretty good. Pretty good.
I love to see women do that.
You know what? Me too.
You know, but I mean, besides Nunes in UFC, where do you see, or I guess Cyborg, you know, before she started taking the L's, but you know, there's not a lot of women.
Still my favorite female fighter of all time.
Oh, really? Okay.
She's literally the baddest woman on the planet.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
don't know, man. I have to go for Nunes, though. I have to go for Nunes right now. I get that. She knocked her out too.
I get that, but the thing is when you saw how bad Chris Cyborg beat Gina Carano.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I've mentioned this fight before. Like that fight. Oh my god. I was like, no, Gina, no.
I know that she's like your favorite, right? Isn't that what you said?
I mean, yeah,
one of
Gina Carano, like,
well, I guess,
like
every guy's favorite, though, right?
I'd be like, hi, Gina, how you doing? I know you could beat me up, but I'm super cool with that.
You'd be too nervous, you couldn't say anything at all.
And run away.
Yeah. Like when you speak, there's no words, it's just noises.
it's playing in my mind, but it's not. The words aren't coming out of my mouth. All right, let's move on to tonight's fight card. We got Ryan Bader versus Lyoto Machida in the light heavyweight Grand Prix opening round. Bader's the champ at heavyweight. I don't recall if he's still a champ at light heavyweight. But
I don't know.
I don't recall. I should have looked into that right before. I didn't even think about it till right now. I take Bader.
Me too. I take Bader. I believe Bader. I don't know how old he is, but I think he's still in his prime because he's been doing so well. Machida's been around for a while, so and you know I've seen him lose also. So it kind of like I have to go for Bader because he's still in it, like really in it right now.
Yeah, and Machida. I mean, there was that time where Machida was the hot thing to promote, but.
Right.
He's
back in the
not
day.
Yeah, people like when you have these guys that are hyped that are just hyped and it's like, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna be the GOAT. He's gonna be the GOAT. And then all of a sudden you see holes in their game. Fighters will find holes and then just exploit it. So
or you just get a fighter that's better.
Yeah.
Younger, stronger.
Yeah. And they get beat. And I feel like that's how Machida had his time. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but I feel like Bader is going to get the win on this one and advance in the light heavyweight Grand Prix.
Too. You know what? I'd be surprised, and it'd probably be a really good fight. But I'm going to assume that Bader is going to take this one also. I don't know how, but
I feel like he'll probably stick to his wrestling. I don't think he'd want to strike.
I don't think so either. You never know. I don't know.
Sure, he just comes out and knocks him out, and I'd be like,
you could. Dude, every time I think someone's going to wrestle, they end up knocking somebody out.
It's almost send him a really strongly worded tweet like, dude, you really let me down. All right, now we're going to move down the card. We have a flyweight feature fight with Liz Carmouche, a.k.a. female Uriah Faber, and Vanessa Porto.
That's funny. That's funny. I never heard that before.
You've never? Oh my gosh! I don't recall which fight it was. It was a big deal though in the UFC, and Liz Carmouche was on the card. I want to say she was competing for a belt, and I looked at her and I was like, she looks vaguely familiar.
Oh my god!
And then someone said something to me. Like making the joke about it, and I was like, "Get the
and then like
out of here!" I was like, "You're right."
Those are like one of those things you can't unsee after you see it.
No. So there you go. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help with that. But Liz Carmouche is the female Uriah Faber.
Okay.
I think this is a really interesting fight because Vanessa is 22-8 and Carmouche is 14-7.
Yeah.
That's wow. Like she has a lot more experience for a fighter that I've never heard of.
Okay, but Liz Carmouche, she came from UFC. She fought Ronda
Very
Rousey.
true.
Did pretty well until, but I'd have to give the more, I don't know the word for it, but
The tougher resume.
I want to say more experience, but the other girl has more fights. But Liz Carmouche, I think she can still qualify to be more experienced with the fighters she's had to fight.
Without us looking at Vanessa's
Resume, yeah.
her fight resume.
Fight record, yeah.
I think Carmouche has probably had the tougher list of fighters that she's gone against.
Yes. Yeah, I
So
think so.
yeah, I'm just gonna pick Liz Carmouche because I like Liz Carmouche. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't
who
know. I
doesn't
don't
love female Uriah Faber?
I don't remember her last fight. I don't. But so I
I don't
can't.
either.
I don't remember how she looked or how good she looked or how bad she looked. But I'm gonna go for her. Vanessa Porta. I do not know who that is.
But she's had a ton of fights.
Yeah, she has.
I think okay, so I think what I was thinking with this fight card was it was going to be even more stacked because you have Ryan Bader versus Lyoto Machida, and then I'm not saying it's not stacked with good quality fighters, but I don't know who Vanessa Porto is. I know who Liz Carmouche is, so I'm like,
I'm sure everyone
okay,
that watches Bellator knows who she is.
you know what? You're probably right.
Yeah.
So don't listen to me. I'm just making this stuff up as I go along.
I do like that Bellator is with Showtime though.
I do too. I think they present a much better product.
They do. It looks
And you
good.
don't
The
have
production's
commercial
good.
breaks. I appreciate that. I like Mauro Ranallo though. I'm a huge Ranallo fan. Like he's done pro wrestling, he's done MMA.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I love this guy. He's
Mhm.
amazing. And so every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, Mamma Mia,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I like them being with Showtime. I like it.
I do too. I'm glad that there was Showtime,
Yeah.
especially with when Strikeforce was with Showtime. It was a great product, and
Oh, I didn't know that
they
they
have
were
this.
with Showtime.
Oh
Strike
yeah,
Force.
Strike. Did you not see the history? Come on, they did this last week on the show. Like
Oh,
it was this day when Strikeforce debuted on Showtime,
oh,
and
I
blah
didn't
blah blah.
know. I didn't know.
Wow.
Strike Force.
If
Hey,
there,
that's almost like a little old for me. Also, I mean, I started coming around to MMA when Strike Force was still around, but then that was right when it kind of fizzled out.
well, I'm very old, so if somebody out there has a book about the history of mixed martial arts and wants to send it to Kaelyn or even myself, because
I'll
I
take it.
would definitely read it. Yeah, I love it. I'd read it. Just a random note. One of the good books to read is it's older now. Is No Holds Barred by Clyde Gentry III. It's a really good book
Oh,
about
okay.
MMA,
Okay.
and it features great stories.
Oh.
Anyways, let's continue on the
Yeah.
card. We have Adam Borix versus Jeremy Kennedy. Similar records. Kennedy has one more loss compared to Adam over here, and they're fighting at featherweight.
Mhm.
I absolutely know nothing about these fighters.
No, the main event and the co-main. Yeah, I know all about that, but
Yeah, but once we start going down this card, let's
yeah,
be
I
real.
don't
There's going to be
know.
some other fights that
I think most
I
of
pick
them.
you. So
Um,
let's see. From what we see here, I'm going to pick Adam Borix.
I'll just go against you and go Jeremy Kennedy just because.
And I kind of pseudo wish I had a pen right next to me so I could write this down.
Oh, yeah,
But
you're
I'll
right.
remember it. I'll remember it. I got a pad. I just don't have a pen. All right, we keep continuing on this card. Kat Zingano's on this card, huh?
Yes, I forgot
Fighting
about
at
that.
featherweight versus Olivia Parker.
Yeah, do you know who Olivia Parker is?
I don't, but I know
Me
she's
neither.
4-1, and so I feel like that's super lopsided in the way of
Well,
experience.
yeah, technically it is. But Kat Zingano, I don't know if you've seen her previous fights lately. Like, when I think the last few fights of her UFC career, I mean, I don't even know what to say about those because they ended so quickly. One was like an eye poke with someone's toe, and then you know what I
Yeah.
mean. She had a lot of like fumbles there. So I don't know how good she looks right now still, even though because she just joined Bellator. Is this her debut for Bellator, or has she already
That
fought? I don't think
that
she's fought
I'm
yet.
not sure.
I could be wrong, but I haven't seen her. I think this is the first one, but I know her last two fights in UFC weren't that great. So
Hence why she's not in UFC.
right, but also I don't know. This girl definitely has like half of the experience, so I think Kat Zingano could definitely take her.
What do you know anything about Olivia Parker?
Oh, no, I don't. Nope, do not.
I unfortunately do not either. I will
Yeah.
go with the vet. I will go with Kat Zingano.
Yeah, for sure. That's who I'm gonna go for. I would love to see her start picking up again. I
Yeah,
want to see her
same here.
start getting back to the top, especially in Bellator. I think she has a really good chance.
Yeah, completely agree. All right, now we're gonna move on to Yoti Yamayuchi versus Dan
Mhm.
Moret.
Don't know
Lot
these
of
guys.
experience.
Yeah.
Yamayuchi 25-4, and then you have Moret who's 14-6.
Yeah, he's from Brazil.
Tons of experience. Yes. So he fought all kinds of people in Brazil because Brazil is crazy.
Probably fights every other week or something over there.
Probably. And who knows? He could have fought anybody. It's
I'm
Brazil.
gonna pick him.
It's dangerous. You pick him. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick. I'll pick Moret on this
Okay.
because he has those dead serial killer eyes.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I take Moret on that. And that does it for our picks for the Bellator card tonight. We will, of course, talk about it next week and bring you the results and our picks for that. Let's see. Now we're going to move on to the UFC. The UFC, like I said earlier, was gone last weekend, but now they are back. And can I just say that Kevin Holland fought like 2-3 weeks ago?
When
And
didn't he fight on the last? Was that the last UFC card?
no, the last
It was the one
card
before.
it was the one before.
The one before. You're right. Yeah.
So he must have not taken that much damage to already be back in the main event. And he's in the main event.
Well, he's
Like,
stepping in for Darren Till. He's a
still,
substitute.
like,
I think
to take the fight
I kind of
that
like that. I like that he did that. I like that he
I did
stepped
too.
up again. But I think what I think happened was I think he's like, oh shit, I need to do something fast. I feel good, and I need to I need to redeem myself here. So I
So,
hope that's how it goes.
so we'll
I
see
like
what
him.
kind of. Hopefully, he listens to his corner and doesn't talk as much smack and goes in there and gets the job done against
Well,
Marvin Vittori.
yeah.
All right, we'll
Anyway,
start at the bottom and work our way up. We have Mike Perry versus Daniel Rodriguez. The one tatted guy versus the other.
I think it's like battle for the who has the worst tattoos
Ooh.
rather than an MMA match. But
Well, I'm surprised Mike Perry made it to weigh-ins and is going to fight tomorrow morning
why do you say that?
because his antics outside of the cage, like homeboy's crazy.
Oh no, yeah, he's crazy he makes
He
it to his
does
fights though.
a lot of out there stuff, but with all
Yeah.
the craziness, you never know that one time. Oh well, that happened. He's not going to be fighting tonight.
I
Or
don't know.
fighting in his next fight.
He is very interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's 14-7 against Rodriguez, who is 13-2.
I don't know much about Rodriguez. I really don't.
I know he was born in 1986, according to that tattoo on his chest.
Is that what that means? You don't know that.
You know what? You're right, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
Yep.
I'll
Most likely, judging from his other tap out one, yeah, I'd say that's probably the year he was born.
Yeah, because us older folks remember when tap out was the brand in MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, you're too young for that. Let me go get my walker. Hold on.
No, I do kind of remember because that's when I got into MMA. But it was yeah, no, it was towards the end.
Yeah.
I'm the era where everyone makes fun of people for having tattoos of that or wearing it anymore nowadays.
Wow, then you would seriously make fun of me because I still wear
Do
my
you have a
tap
lot of
out shirts
t-shirts?
from time
Do you
to
have a lot of
time.
those tap out t-shirts?
I do. I
Yeah.
do because, man, like, let's be real. Like, I've been a fan of MMA for a long time, and
Yeah.
I've bought my shirts from the tap out crew. They would when they
Oh, did
were
you?
in Lemoore,
Yeah.
they would have a truck and they'd have a trailer and they would just set up in the trailer and just sell shirts. And I bought it from them before they blew up.
Oh, before?
So
That's good.
yeah, and
Okay.
a lot of
Alright.
OG fans are like
That
that.
might be all right.
And then once I got, like, I had a legit job and I had extra income, man, I spent so much freaking money on their website. It was ridiculous. And I still have those shirts. Yeah.
Nice.
So I do wear them from time to time. I do get
Are
looked
they
at
like
funny.
all like are they black but kind of gray because you washed them so much?
The black ones are. The other ones are just faded.
Oh. Whenever
Yeah.
I see someone wearing one of those, it's always super faded and old because they're old,
Because
you know?
they don't make that anymore.
I know, and you can tell they wear them like every day too.
I mean, why you gotta say something like that? That's just mean. That's not nice.
Dude, I'm sure I would have had like 30 of them as well back then.
Nah, there's nothing wrong with that. Because I did. So yeah, that's why there's nothing wrong with it. Those were the days. All right, back to this fight card. Let's see.
You know what? That guy looks like he's wearing a tap out t-shirt, even though they're just tattoos. He's got like the cage going on there also.
Okay, so I have a tap out shirt that has the cage and it has tap out on it. So
awesome.
You're right. He
That's
does
funny.
look like he's wearing a tap out shirt. But you know what? I liked Affliction, the promotion.
Oh.
I didn't care for the shirts, but it's better than that. So that's all I got for that.
I agree.
I'll take Mike Perry. I feel like he's probably favorite. And I think his craziness might transition into the bout. So I'll take Mike Perry.
I don't know. I just don't. You know, we're used to seeing all that crazy stuff from Mike Perry, but I don't know. Like, and I mean crazy, not training videos, but crazy videos. I'm just wondering if he's
life crazy.
His life is crazy. I'm just wondering if he was able to. I wonder if he's still training as hard as he can and really concentrating on getting another win. I don't know, because he has a lot of distractions going on. It seems like all the time.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for Rodriguez. I think that's what's gonna happen.
All right. The choices have been made on that one, and we're going to move up the card to Nina Nunes versus Mackenzie Dern.
Mm-hmm. Who do you got for this one?
Well, I know Nina Nunes isn't the other Nunes, so
right. She's not. You know what? She really isn't.
And Dern's been making her way up. I'll go Dern.
I'm picking Dern also. I think. Well, it was Nina Ansaroff, but I guess it's Nunes. She changed it to Nunes. I don't even remember the last time she fought, but I also don't remember the last time she won either. I just, it's been so long, I don't know. But Mackenzie Dern has been doing really well, and she's also been getting really good, like all around, not just on the ground, you know. So I'm gonna go for Dern. I think she's gonna get it. I think Nina's been out for too long. I think she's been out for too long.
That could very well be, but she is ranked 5th. Whereas Dern is ranked 11th, and I think Dern will take it. I think she'll go in there and try. I think she'll try and work this, get the sub.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, let's keep going. Sam Alvey versus Julian Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Alvey, that is a guy that dude has the most electric smile.
That's his name, Smiling.
I know, I get it, and it makes sense. Yeah, I get it, but it's just like, oh man, like this guy's happy. All right,
he's just so happy.
Like if he doesn't come out to that song by Pharrell, I think I'll be kind of disappointed. Just saying.
Look at that experience, though.
Yeah, that's true too. 33-15. And 1, and then 1 no contest versus 8-2. Julian Marquez. I feel like Julian Marquez just fought too.
He did. Very recent. He fought a couple times recently, actually. A couple months ago,
How
I think.
how many fighters are on the roster now that they have these other fighters that are making such quick turnarounds? Is it
Well, I think a lot
is
of
it
that has to
just
do with being COVID and the Apex Center, and I think a lot of the bigger fighters are holding out for when, like, they're starting to have fans now. I think we're gonna start seeing bigger fights with people we haven't seen lately. I think that might have been why they haven't been fighting as much as these guys. I think the whole COVID thing gave these guys an opportunity to just get right back in there and get some more experience.
all right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now our picks. Who do you got?
Oh man. Uh, yeesh. I'll go with Sam Alvey.
I will too. I'll take that pick as well, especially with the reach advantage he has. And with that experience, like
Yeah.
he already has so much built-in UFC experience. So
Yeah,
we'll
he
just go
does.
with that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll continue up on the card. And then after we're done making our picks, we'll also discuss two of the fighters that didn't make weight and one of the fights that was
Mhm.
canceled.
Yeah.
So now we're at Arnold Allen versus Sadiq Yusuf. Number 10 versus number 11 in the rankings.
That one's probably
Allen,
gonna be a good one.
I think so too. Allen is 16-1 and Yusuf is 11-1.
hmm Um, I I'm gonna go for Sadiq Yusuf. He's a good striker.
You know what? I agree with that. And we've seen a lot of contenders come out from Nigeria and other places
And not
over
only
there.
that, I
And
think he came from the Contender series as well, so he's pretty exciting. He's a good fighter, good striker too.
and you know what's I think is sneaky to me is how good the fighters from the United Kingdom are becoming. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had Bisbing, but Bisbing for a long time before he won the title, Bisbing was just right there, like so close, but he didn't
Oh,
get
the
it, and then
whole
he
time he
finally
was so
got it.
close.
Yeah,
I
and then
know.
towards the end of his career, he finally got it. But
Yeah,
then it seems like a lot of the fighters we've seen that have come out of the United Kingdom have
pretty good.
just upped their game, and I don't
Yeah.
know what. I wonder what's going on over there that has caused this surge.
Well, I think
I,
it's
I
probably
I
been
still
going on
take
for a while. No one's been paying attention.
true. I know their wrestling hasn't been very strong. They don't have a very strong wrestling base over there,
Right. Yeah.
but I mean that could have changed. Who knows? But I think you're right. I think they were building, and they are to a good spot now to where they're producing quite a few good fighters. I
Yeah,
will take Yusuf though. I think he's going to go in there and handle business and knock him out.
I think so too.
And then after he knocks him out, Allen can be like, "Oh, spot see," or you know what? Or he could be reeling from the death of Prince Philip. You
Oh
never
God,
know.
God, here
Yeah.
we go.
Go Monarchs. All right, so we both take Yusuf in that, and then we come to the main event: Kevin Holland versus Marvin Vittori. Um, from what I've been told, Vittori he's from Italy and he's the Italian dream. I almost wanted to do my stereotypical Italian accent, but I would sound like an idiot and probably get canceled for it, so I don't want to do that. So he is ranked number 6 against Kevin Holland, who just competed at and is at number 10. All right, tell me your thoughts.
Uh Man, I was really excited to see Darren Till fight, but uh well, I think I kind of think Vittoria's gonna get it. I think he might finish Kevin Holland.
If they go to the ground, I feel like he would have, of course, the better chance.
Yeah.
Uh, I was really disappointed in Holland's performance. I think a
That last
lot of
fight.
people were, but
Who did he fight
I,
though? Who was it? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Derek Brunson.
Oh, Derek Brunson. Yeah, but Derek Brunson's good though. It's Derek
True,
Brunson.
very true, Very true. But yet on the ground, he wasn't really doing anything.
I don't think he knows what to do.
Well, I hope he learned in 2 weeks.
Probably not. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea for Kevin Holland to go against Vittori right now, but we'll see. But I do think Vittori's going to get this one. I don't know how, but I think it might be a finish either or, feet on the ground.
You know, I do want to take Holland, but I'm not going to, just because of what I saw from previous experience. I mean, we could see a completely different Holland. He can go out there and be an absolute killer.
Yeah.
But because of what we saw, I'm going to take Vittori.
It could end up being the complete opposite though, because coming off of a loss, he's probably like, I got to get this. I'll do anything to get this.
Madly motivated.
Yeah, but I still say Vittori gets this one.
As do I. There were 2 fighters that are also, one fight is going to happen. The other fight is not. 2 fighters didn't make weight. And that was Ignacio Bahamondes. He was over by 0.75 pounds. So not even a pound. That fight will still take place, and he is being fined 20% of his purse after failing to make weight in his second attempt. And then Norma Dumont, the second time she was going to fight at bantamweight, did not make weight. She came in 3.5 pounds over, and so her fight against Erin Blanchfield was nixed from the card.
Do you think they're getting stricter on people missing weight?
They could be.
They usually let the fights go still. They just find them.
True, but it also depends on the health of the fighter, because
I wonder if she was okay. I don't know. I watched some of the weigh-ins.
I don't know either. She looked fine when she weighed in, but you never know, because, man, some of those fighters that try to cut a lot of the weight at the very end and like really quick. I know it's super dangerous. I mean, talking to someone who's never cut weight in his life, because look at me, Jesus. But from what I've seen, some of the fighters try to like crash diet and try to just do it that way.
Right. And then also
really dangerous way.
Yeah, also, I don't know if it was the last fight card, but the fight card, maybe it was the one before, the girl fell over also. And then they didn't, she fell over twice. She fainted twice. They let her weigh in again and let her faint twice. And then,
what they could have done in the second time was just pick up her lifeless body and just put it on the scale.
Just hold it. Just like prop her up on the
there you go.
Scale.
That'd be awful.
No, but that could be why I just remembered that girl fainted twice, and it looked really, really bad. They were getting a lot of backlash for that. People were like, "How is this even? Why would they even let her back on there a second time?" And then I don't know what the health condition was of this one, if she was even in a bad shape or not. But that could be why they're putting an end to that, if that's what they're doing.
True, very true. And fighter safety, that should always be the first priority. So hopefully it's nothing too crazy, but it is the second time that she missed weight. So maybe bantamweight is not cut out for her.
Or is she going to go 145?
I mean, yeah.
Yes. That 145 is barely even there anymore for women right now.
True.
Because of Nunes.
So that happened. Hopefully it's not because of a health issue. And she could bounce back pretty quick and get a fight, make the appropriate weight, and compete. Let's see, what else do we got going on? We did our picks. We talked about that. So, ONE FC is also ONE Championship is also going on. As a pro wrestling fan, it was a trip, because you have pro wrestling on, and then you have MMA, and I'm like, ooh. My favorite things in the world. I love it. And so we got to see Demetrius Johnson compete for the flyweight title, one of the greatest flyweights of all time.
Yeah.
And he lost.
He lost pretty bad.
Yeah,
that was brutal.
He got knocked down and then came in with the 2-piece. Came in, got knocked down. He got hit with the 2-piece, I should say. And then when he was going to get back up, the dude adjusted and kneed him, and that put him down, and the fight was
I
done.
didn't even know that they allowed that in one. I didn't know.
I didn't know they allowed it like that. I remember Pride allowing like soccer kick type fight kicks,
Right.
but no elbows. I never got that. That was weird.
Yeah.
But to
strange.
see the way he was able to maneuver that D, that was it.
That's just crazy because you see that in UFC and it's like you're DQ'd for sure. And this one, it's like no big deal.
I was surprised that not that how that fight went, but the fight with Eddie Alvarez.
Isn't that backwards?
Fight surprised me.
Isn't that completely backwards?
I understand the warning.
Yeah, I get it.
He was warned because the dude did like tuck his head, and so he was hitting the back of the head. Yeah, exactly the way he turned. The back of the head.
No, I heard. I'm sorry. I thought I heard something like what's going on. I heard like a beeping. Anyway,
he did hit the back of the head, and he was warned. But then where his head was, he couldn't see, but he threw the punch anyways, and that's why.
But I mean, that's why the red card. So when I watched it, where he was hitting wasn't exactly right behind the head. It was behind the ear, pretty far back there. He did get warned. He kept doing it anyway, but it just didn't look that terrible to me, what he was doing.
Yeah, it didn't look too bad, but I know that, I mean, Rich Franklin did a really good job of breaking it down and how basically it's almost like a headphone effect, that the eligible parts to punch in the face are from the ear over the head to the other ear.
Okay. Well, it was a little bit behind
the head, the base, all bad. And so it definitely was. And it sucks because Eddie Alvarez is a great fighter and was very shaken up after that incident happened because
I think he was confused. I think he thought he wasn't hitting him in the back of the head.
I think he was confused at first, but then was like, oh, I messed up, and then suffering another loss. So it was just, he was an emotional wreck when they talked to him.
Oh,
and I hope Eddie Alvarez can bounce back because he's such a phenomenal fighter.
I think he will for sure, but do you think the guy was that hurt?
That's hard to say.
Of course, I'm not in that position. It might have.
Same here.
I also feel like I've never seen a fighter do that before, and I don't want to.
I feel like that was smart on his part to nope, you can't hit me.
A little dramatic, maybe.
And Alvarez couldn't see because he was right there, and so he's just throwing blind.
Yeah, I do feel like the guy's being a little dramatic, though. I could be talking out of my realm, though. I've never been hit in the back of the head like that, and I know it definitely does not feel good for sure. I've seen fighters get hit in the back of the head before, and they don't make a big deal about it.
No, I mean, never know.
I don't know. I still feel weird about that one. I don't know. I'll watch it again.
I understand that. Yeah, and you do need to watch it again.
And I can't speak on what that feels like. I've never been hit in the back of the head like that, so I don't know.
I've never been hit in the back.
I know it's not good. It's definitely not good. I know that.
Yeah. It sucks though, because as a fan of Eddie Alvarez, you don't want to see something like that go that way.
I think you should have stopped though. I guess if you hear the ref warn you, I guess you should have just stopped. But he was in a good position, so I know he didn't want to give that up either.
So he wanted to finish the fight.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. And then for the main event of this one championship fight, it was a Muay Thai fight in MMA gloves. And so I was like, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
And then they had, I wrote down his name. Let me find it. Rod Tang. Yeah, the Iron Man. I was like, ooh, I like Iron Man. And he fought Daniel Williams from Australia. Wow. That
Rodney's always a badass, though. He's always a badass.
Yeah. And he continued to add to his legacy in this fight. He beat the out of Williams. Williams hung
Yes.
in there. Williams was tough. He got bloodied up in that third round, but he still hung in there, and so I give him all the credit in the world.
Man, you
But
know how much
man,
you have to be so tough to handle that. Just to last with that guy.
just to eat all that was ridiculous.
Yeah. And
but he hung in there.
not even and they don't even have boxing gloves on. They got the
This was even crazier.
Gloves.
The way they were throwing with those
So much more brutal
4-ounce gloves, I was like, whoo.
Yep.
Because I feel like if it would have been more of a boxing glove or a Muay Thai glove, I don't feel like the damage would have happened as fast. Then again, it was only 3 rounds.
Yeah, not as fast. Damage definitely would happen, but I think it's a little more brutal with those 4-ounce gloves on.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I was highly entertained, and I really look forward to seeing what else One Championship has to offer fight fans here in the States, because we hear about it.
They've been having fights like this for a long time, and nobody watches them or talks about them or promotes them over here in the States.
On a mainstream network, I say a mainstream network, an American network, where we could see it more often in a primetime spot. So that's
the time. Well, one FC is based out of Singapore. I think.
Yeah.
So they're on at like 4 a.m. on a Wednesday.
That's true, but you can also run it after. You can also run it after the fact. So
yeah,
you don't have to have it. Oh, it's 4 a.m. All right, let's do some fights.
Yeah, but that's live, though.
True, but they also showed. Okay, so they showed highlights of some of their other fights that had taken place. This was an hour-and-a-half show, and they showed the 2 big main event fights or MMA fights that we discussed, and then they showed the Muay Thai fight as the main event. So also props to that fight for being the main event.
I like that. I think they should do that more often because I think more people will start to notice Muay Thai over here.
I completely agree. Agree.
It's pretty popular right now, but it's definitely not where it deserves to be. That's for sure.
True. Very true.
I mean, people always say they want to see damage. It's like, go watch a Muay Thai fight. It doesn't even have to be a headliner. Just watch any of them.
Oh my gosh, the elbows he was throwing in the pocket. Oh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That was a solid fight. I also dug it because they were wearing MMA gloves. I was like, oh, I want to see where this goes.
It's a little more interesting. I think what's weird is how fans are always wanting more stand-up fights. So that's basically an MMA fight that's not going to go to the ground.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
They're just going to stay standing up, and I was thoroughly entertained, and I want to see that.
Yeah, I think that's a good way for here in America to start to integrate them into the mainstream type of fights, because people are going to see stand-up. Well, you got that. They're in a cage. People are attracted to MMA because of the cage and the gloves. So you got all of that,
Yep. Completely agree.
But
and hopefully,
it's been saying that forever. Who knows? It's been so long.
But hopefully with this, we will start to see more striking fights, as in Glory or whatever, more kickboxing.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I hope so, because I want to see combat sports do great in every facet. So we'll see what happens with that.
I don't know what's going on with Glory. Glory is a great promotion. I love Glory. I heard they were going bankrupt a while ago. I don't know if that's still true.
I heard that too.
They still have promotions going on, like big fights going on. So I don't know where they're at with that, but that's a great promotion.
Yeah, I agree. They have. We've talked about it before. They have exciting fights, and more people should be into it.
They almost have like the most exciting fights.
Yeah.
To be honest, they have some good heavyweight fights.
Like, is Badahari still there? Like,
yes.
I'm kind of behind in my Glory knowledge. So
no, he's still fighting. He's still there.
That's great. Yeah. All right, we had some comments earlier in the show. We had Archie, Team MMA Fight Pass throwing down MMA Mainstream News. We do what we can, Archie. Thanks for the love and support. And then we had Kaelyn Gracie comment, hey there, watching from Brazil.
Nice.
That's who knows what it's like to compete in Brazil. and knows about the craziness of it.
Yeah.
So we talk about it. He knows about it.
Yeah, it's different, huh? That's a different.
Very, very much so. The Underground Fight Series 2 is, I believe, taking place
Ooh.
in next month. And so
Oh,
the
wow.
website is up. If you guys want to go check it out and register for that, we plan on broadcasting it live again through StreamYard. And hopefully it'll be a lot better this go around. We had some bumps in the road, like I told you last time, but we were able to fix them part of the way through, and it came out great, looked great. So we're working on number 2.
Do you remember the location for it?
I want to say as of now, it will be at the same location it was last time at Halo Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at. I'm not quite sure how many people have signed up yet. I know there was so much interest from the first go around that some of that may have carried over. So we'll see how that goes. I look forward to it. The competition was really good. The matches were exciting. I really look forward to it. And the way they built the card was awesome too, from white belts to black belts. You could see the quality just because of the knowledge of the competitors got progressively better, and it was awesome to see.
Oh, good.
So I look forward to that. So we got UFC this weekend. We got Bellator tonight. We have, I feel like there's something. Oh, Combates Global is also tonight. Unfortunately, I didn't see a whole lot of information from them.
I don't know where you watch that. Where do you watch it? I don't know.
I think it's they just did a big TV deal, so I think it's their. I don't recall if it's Telemundo, no, Univision or Telemundo. I don't recall which one exactly.
Univision. I think it's Univision.
Thank you.
I think that's what I heard.
Then they'll be on Univision.
Yeah, Univision.
We'll just say that for now, because they did sign. You know, I did the story last week and it already just went out of my head because, like, I just talked about it and I don't remember. But they signed a huge TV deal.
No, we talked about it last time. I think, yeah. And I think it is. I think it's Univision. That's where it's on.
I don't really know any of the fighters on the card because the
crop
of they get are so young and so new that there's all of no knowledge about them.
I know. Got to start somewhere though. That's good.
Fact, and to start off in a promotion that already has a pretty solid TV deal. Heck yeah.
Yeah. That's a good opportunity for those not amateurs, but the new
up and coming MMA fighters.
Yeah, that's really good for them.
I completely agree, and I will try to catch that. Probably catch the highlights if I can find them. But I know for sure I'm watching Bellator tonight. I'll catch the UFC tomorrow. And man,
UFC is on early tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, it's very, very early, which I'm super okay with. As somebody who works.
Okay, so ESPN Plus says it's on at 8:30 in the morning, and then I also saw another one off of maybe it was UFC website that said 12:30. I'm not sure which is which. I don't know if 8:30 is the beginning of like the early prelims possibly, and then 12:30 is the main. I don't know. But I think it's early. I think it's definitely early.
All right. Well, I look forward to that. As somebody who wakes up super early, I could definitely go for that.
I like to say
yawning and just watching people punch each other in the face. I'm all, yeah.
That's a good thing to wake up to, huh?
Exactly. All right. Kaelyn, you got anything else to add?
No, I don't.
All right. That's going to do it for us today at the MMA Mainstream Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.